Want to see how your social media can grow, wondering how to make it amazing, wondering see if you're looking for ways to grow from hundreds of followers to thousands to tens of thousands of followers. Well, this video is for you. This video is about growing on your social media, making the most of it for your brand, for your business, or just for yourself if you're doing it for fun. So here are a couple of tips for you. And with that, we'll get started. So the saying always goes like, if you want to do something, there are two times to do something. Number one, start 20 years ago, or do it right now. So now that we can't go back in time, or we haven't created a time machine, we will start right now on how to grow your social media. And you should know that social media has changes all the time, and that is something new every day. And it's a struggle that we'll have to get used to it. Before I get any further, my name is Zablon, and with that, we can continue with the conversation. So, right, what was I saying? I was saying that social media changes all the time, and it's new, and the platforms that were popular in the past are not popular anymore, and the platforms that are popular or working right now are changing ever so often to either mimic the other, introduce new features, or drop new features, or are limiting how we engage with our followers. And with that, we need to change, adapt, and improve to grow our social media pages or our strategies to grow them. In this video, I'm going to give you a couple of points to help you grow, a couple of steps to think about, 4 C's to consider, which platform works best for you, and what data says about social media. Maybe in the end, I will talk about things we should avoid or things we should change to make it to make your social media growth successful. Step number 1 is video. I know many of us are struggling with standing in front of a camera to record themselves to create a video, and I know we even sound funny when you listen to ourselves speak on video. I know it took me a while to get over that, and I'm not sure I am there yet, but I feel like my level of confidence has grown to speak in front of a camera, and this is something that all of us need to address. Video is a new frontier. Single or static posts don't do it as the way they used to in the past. Things have changed. All platforms right now, think about LinkedIn, think about YouTube, think about TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, are moving towards video. Or you can post a video or you post an image. What will get you more traction is a video. You find people are more engaged with videos in terms of like, comment, shares. People are liking it more as opposed to your static image, which used to work wonders in the past, but not anymore. These platforms realize that if people are watching more videos, they are staying longer. You don't need to come up with a crazy long video, maybe for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. No, not anymore. You can come up with something short, maybe 30 seconds to 2 minutes, because that really works well for TikTok. And to stress upon the need for videos, think about Facebook Reels, think about Instagram Reels, Facebook Stories, WhatsApp Stories. All of those leverage and hinge on how big and how popular video content is right now. So one of the steps to grow on social media is to emphasize and leverage on videos. Videos work well because they build trust, they deliver more information in a short period of time, and they can be made more interesting, and more of your personality can come out to make it more uniquely you. When you're coming up with video content, think about your audience. Think about your audience of one. Don't create videos for everybody, but just create a video thinking about one type of audience. Think about you addressing one individual in your video. There is this temptation to come up with very many topics. You want to address this, you want to address that. It's advisable just to pick one direction or one subject matter and focus on that. The more content you come up with one type of items, let's say for example, Rather than coming up with 20 different video ideas about something, just come up with 20 videos about one topic. And the more consistent you are, the more fixated you are on one thing, the algorithm will realize your content is about A or B or C, and will push your content to audiences who love A, B, or C. The second step you should consider is making of a super fan. A super fan is somebody who doesn't know you at the beginning, but after some period of time of engagement, it turns out to be one of your biggest supporter, and that is what your content should focus on, creating super fans. So the journey towards becoming a super fan is this: a stranger, a first-time viewer, casual watcher, follower, a growing fan, active supporter, and then finally they become a super fan. So how do you make people who don't know you, or rather strangers, become super fans of your content? One of the things you can do are comment on other people's content, like leave high value content to people so that they feel that you understand what they're trying to say and what they're trying to communicate, and you engage with them. Secondly, come up with a highly optimized profile, a proper picture, background, just with every platform that you work on, just make sure it's outstanding. Engage deeply. Remember that these guys will come to your posts and leave comments to your posts, so you can respond to them immediately and be encouraging. Just find ways of making sure that they are engaged. Another thing is come up with a ton of content, so that they come up with let's say 5 to 10 videos, so that when they see one video, they can go to other videos, more of your content, and they can binge it. Like, instead of just watching one video, they watch like all 5 or all 10 at one go. So that's one other way of creating a super fan. And lastly, for super fan creation, you need to be consistent. You need to be there every time you post. Like, you don't need to post every day, but if you're gonna post 3 times a week or once a week, ensure on that specific day that you've chosen, you're posting your content and it's being viewed by your fans. People say that you should create content for people, and I completely agree. Create content for that individual client or that individual person, just one person or that one super fan. I am completely for that. But another thing you should also consider, secondly to that, is working with the algorithm. Nobody knows how the social media algorithm works for different platforms: Meta, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the rest. Nobody knows how they truly work, but there are signs, or there are hints of what makes it, what kind of content it pushes. And once you know the content the algorithm likes, you can also jump on them and try and produce content like that. Like, for example, if you know a trend is going on right now, you can jump on it, and once the algorithm picks that you're on or you're pushing this kind of content, it'll push the trend to more people. That's one of the ways of working with the algorithm. Secondly, another way of working with the algorithm is posting consistently, making sure that you're always found on specific days or every day, if that's what you choose to do. Another thing to ensure that you're working well with the algorithm, try and create content that suits the item. Like, for example, think about TikTok. TikTok works well with really short videos, so you'd be advised to avoid creating long videos. Think about YouTube. YouTube works well with really long videos, so the opposite is true with YouTube versus TikTok. LinkedIn is also good for coming up with videos, but just 10-minute videos are the ones that are perfect. Anything longer, you're not able to. There are 4 C's of growth. This is consistency, quality, clarity, and community. If you're consistent, like I've mentioned plenty of times in this video, you will grow. If your content quality is good, for sure you will grow. There is a very definition of quality. What you think is good may not be good for somebody else, but the issue is doing the best you can with what you have. Clarity is, what is your message? Is your message is it clear through your posts, through your content? Do people know what you're trying to say? Is it easily understandable? That is something to think about. And then lastly, for you to grow, is think of a community. You're thinking of one person, but even though you think about one person, you're thinking about that one person who will grow to two people, who will go to three people, who will go to four people, who will bring up your community. And this community, you'll grow it by engaging with them, inviting followers, asking for subscribers. By the way, if you like subscribing, please be. Looking at data, after looking at 1.3 million accounts with 21 million posts, this is what is said from social media. The best platforms to grow is YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. You don't need a crazy following, but these are the best places to invest your time, invest your energy, because they push your products. LinkedIn is the best for engagement. It can even go as high as 14% depending on your content. Facebook organic reach is next to dead. Unless you're putting money behind your posts, you will really struggle to grow your organic reach. It's as high as, as low as 0.05%. TikTok is amazing for branding. TikTok is amazing for the next generation. From 18 to 30 to 35, brilliant. TikTok works amazing for that. YouTube is good for building trust, for longer engagement and trustworthy videos. So in summary, if you want to grow your social media, think about these three platforms: YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. When it comes to social media, the three platforms I've mentioned, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, the one that gives you the biggest growth with the most returns so far is YouTube. Why is YouTube the best? The videos will work for you longer. Once you've posted it, it will always remain evergreen, and people will always find your videos. Unlike TikTok or Instagram, because once they're posted, they die down. They never resurface. With YouTube is different. With YouTube, you're able to create deeper trust with your longer content, because people get to see you longer and get to understand you more. And YouTube has one of the biggest crowds, or the biggest following. There are billions and billions of people on YouTube, and no other platform can say the same. So before I close this and talk about my final thoughts about how to grow your social media, I want us to focus on some of the things you should not do for your social media, things to avoid. One of the mistakes I would ask you to avoid is jumping on every trend. Some trends might not work for you. Some trends might hurt you, your business as a brand, or you as a brand, because whatever is hot now might turn against you in the future. Think about something like somebody playing with things about racial content, which might be fun or funny now, but in a couple of years that might turn and bite you. I remember Kevin Hart, the comedian, suffered from his gay jokes, which he did earlier. Then 10 years later, they came and beat him in the ass. So that's something that you need to be careful about. Also, a thing which you should avoid is try to monetizing too soon. If you're seen to be after money, people will push against you. I will not follow what you're looking for. And in conclusion, I hope this video has been good for you. Remember the steps to grow your YouTube channel. Choosing one, which were picking one audience, picking videos, working on an algorithm. Think about the 4 C's of content creation, which is commitment, content quality, and then lastly, think about the best platform to grow your social media, which turned out to be YouTube for us so far. And with that, I will say goodbye.